Welcome class to COMS171 Intro to C++. Let me start by stating a happy new year to you and your loved one. Hopefully 2021 will bring a lot of happiness, success, um, let's say less insanity than what we had in 2020. Hopefully it'll be a great year for you and your loved ones. So, if you're watching this video, means you got to the right spot, which is the orientation. I'll walk you through Canvas, the requirements, what you need to complete the entire semester to have a successful semester of 4.0 and hopefully some fun and learn some coding. So as soon as you log into Canvas, the first thing that shows up is an introduction, welcome message telling you what the course is, the stuff that you'll need to complete, like readings, exercises, which is coding challenges. Some of them are graded, some of them are for practice purposes. You'll have comprehension quizzes, you'll have discussion questions that you need to complete on a weekly basis. So every week we'll have specific things that we'll have to accomplish. First thing first is to go under modules, which you guys already got there. Look at the orientation. From there you'll find the syllabus, and then from there you'll find your unit 1, which has the first stuff for week 1. So the stuff that you'll need to do, which you are already doing, watching the video orientation. Then you'll need to introduce yourself under discussion thread, okay, discussion board, and then look at the syllabus, which will do those two. Let's go ahead and do the discussions. So first one is you to introduce yourself. It's just few questions that you'll be answering. I know you guys are coders, and coders don't like to type a whole lot of stuff other than code, but please go ahead and copy those questions, paste them by clicking on reply to the thread, and then paste those and then answer them, submit. I did do mine. You don't have to read it if you don't want to. I mean, it's not a big deal, it will not affect your grade in any other shape. So please do go ahead and do that before the end of our first week. 2, peer help. Peer help is utilized for you to type in there, post questions related to the content of any chapter we're covering. If you have difficulties, you're stuck on something, before you contact me, please post your question in here. The goal of this is to help mitigate the lack of face-to-face that we have during the semester, because it's a pure online course. So it will help, create some type of discussions. It might help other students also. Your question. Now, I will monitor this on a weekly basis. Usually I'll allow 24 hours. If there's no answers, then I'll go ahead and reply. If you don't hear an answer within 24 hours, you don't get any answers within 24 hours, and then I don't reply within 24 hours. I forgot if something happened. Please email me. I'll be more than happy to assist you that way. Now, any questions related to your grade or personal stuff, those questions do not post them here. Those go directly to me via email. The last thread available is current events. I put that in there just for fun. If you find anything interesting, any article related to coding, security, networking, whatever related to IT, you can just reply and then put a title. You don't have to summarize the article. Put a title and then put the link in there, and hopefully we'll create some type of discussions. Now, for week 1, there's no discussion questions. So discussion question 1 will start on week 2, and it'll be similar to this. I'll have basically 1 or 2 questions that I want you to answer. 5 sentences per question. I'm not looking for a page or 2 or 3 pages. 5 sentences will be more than enough. And then what you'll need to do is reply to one of your peers 3 to 5 sentences also. And I'll talk about this in more details in a sec. So if we go back to home, also you'll find weekly announcements that I'll post on a weekly basis. Basically tell you what we're going to cover, and mainly what you need to complete, which is like for this week, doing the introduction discussion question, reading chapter 1, reviewing the PowerPoint slides, complete the quiz, complete the homework, install Visual Studio on your computer, and I'll give you a link in a sec where you can download a full version, which is I think the professional version, for free, because you guys are students. So I'll have that. It's located in the syllabus, and complete the weekly attendance. So if we jump into the modules, you'll find your syllabus, which you can download. There's a PDF file that you can download. I already have it open. Sorry, my name is Joel. I'll be your instructor for the semester. I didn't mention that. Best way to get hold of me is via email. I check my email 7 days a week, very often, multiple times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, but I do check it every single day. So if you send me an email and you don't get a reply, three possibilities. One, you did not type something that will allow me to know that it is from a student, which that's why I state here. Please remember to type COMS171 WWW01 Winter 2021 in the subject line of your email, so I'll know it's from a student. Then I'll be able to reply immediately ASAP to you guys. That's one. And unfortunately, with COVID, we're receiving a lot more emails. And if I receive an email and I look at it and it's not from my coworker or my boss or a student, I usually just ignore it. And how do I know it's not from a student if I don't see stating what class it is referring to? So please remember to do that. Two, I did not reply possibly because you used your personal email and it got blocked through the firewalls I'm at. It went to my junk mail for some reason, and that's the problem. So I strongly recommend that you use your my email when you're communicating with me. Three, I messed up. I did just messed up and missed your email. If you don't get a reply within 24 hours, allow me at least 24 hours. Please go ahead and send it to me again. Keep hunting me until you get an answer from me. So please do so. If you did the subject line, you put the course number in there, you used your Might email, and you still did not get an answer from me, please go ahead and send it again within 24 hours, at least 24 hours. Don't send it and then an hour later you send it. It might take me a minute to receive it and reply to you. Attendance, it's a survey that you'll be completing in Canvas. This is strictly for folks that have financial aid. If you don't have financial aid, please ignore it. You don't have to worry about it if you don't want to do it. If you have financial aid, it must be done. Our semester starts on a Saturday, means the week ends on Friday before 11:59 p.m. So please get that done, because on Saturday, that's when I submit the attendance, and once it's submitted, it's submitted. There is not much that can be done. We cannot modify it or change it. So like I stated, if you don't have financial aid, you're paying out of pocket, you can ignore it. It's no big deal at all. It does not affect your grade in any way or shape. So what is the course about? It's about Introduction to C++, teaching you how to use C++. Textbook, if you don't have it, you must have it immediately, as everything that we complete, work, assignments, quizzes, every single thing is out of this textbook. Do you get an e-copy or a hard copy? I don't care, whatever. There is no access code with it or anything like that, so any copy will do just fine. So please get it if you don't have it. Course objective, I'll leave that to you. Class expectations, I'll leave that to you. Assignments, you'll have assignments like weekly homework, coding that you'll need to complete, exams, quizzes, project possibly during the semester. So this is basically the way we're looking at it as to what we'll complete. Like for example, the discussion questions, they'll vary from 5 to 10, a minimum of 5, a maximum probably of 10, based on the content we cover on a weekly basis. Sometimes a lot of work, sometimes less work. I'll assign you one, I won't assign you one. So you'll need just to keep track of what's in Canvas. You'll have 14 quizzes, various assignments that you'll need to complete, one midterm for sure, and one final exam for sure. Assignments will all be available. Everything will be available in Canvas. What I want you to keep track of is this tentative course work and due dates. So if you see here, week 1, what we'll be covering, when we start, when we end, week 2, week 3. For example, week 5, we'll cover 2 chapters. Okay, week 6, we'll cover 2 chapters. So you'll have an assignment, you'll have a discussion question. Look here, I did not post one. You might have one, you might not. So it all depends on how the course is going for me to decide on to assign one and not assign one. So this is based on previous semesters. I might have a total of 5. I might have more. When we get to like the arrays, for example, maybe it's a lot harder than any other chapter, then I will not post a discussion question, and etc. etc. So it'll be anything between 5 and 10. Now, when it comes to the discussion questions, you'll need an initial post, which is what? You replying to my questions. So I'll have 1, 2, 3 questions. Each question replied to with a single paragraph. 5, 7 sentences maximum. Okay, full sentences. I am not looking for you to go and give me a page or 2 or 3 or 4. A single page, a single paragraph will do the job. I need that to be your own wording. Please do not copy and paste from the internet. That's plagiarism. 2, you'll need to reply to one of your peers. Just one. Take one of the posts and then read it and then reply to the post with your adding data, adding information. Please do not state, for example, oh, well done, oh, I agree with your work, oh, I didn't know this, oh, really, that's not a reply, that's not acceptable. How long it should be? 3 to 5 sentences, that's it. I'm not looking for a page or 2 or 3. Please remember to do that, so like that you earn 100%. There is no right or wrong answer. As long as you have an answer that is related to the question, you got it. That's basically it. Okay, so the initial post is due on Tuesday of the week, so our week starts on Saturday. Then you replying to my questions will be due before end of Tuesday, 11:59, and then you replying to your peers, to your classmate, to one post of your classmate, one is before Thursday of the same week. Okay, so because our week ends on Friday, so can you post it before? Yeah, sure, go ahead, you can get them done before, but you'll need to get these done by those due dates. Late work, I usually don't accept late work. If something happened serious and there's documentation, please get hold of me. I'll be more than happy to try to see if we can go through getting you approved to get some type of credit through administration. So I'll work the politics and the bureaucracy needed. Same thing with incomplete. I usually don't give incomplete, but once again, if something special, something serious happened, please get hold of me. I'll be more than happy to assist you with that. Now, the MODS policies that you have to have a 75% of the course completed with a passing grade. So right there, that tells you that you'll basically passing the class. Withdraw policy, hopefully that will not be the case. If it happens, please get hold of me. If you're thinking about withdrawing, please get hold of me because you just need to pass the class. Let's salvage a passing grade and you guys move on to the next class and move on to the next class. So sometimes having a 4.0 is not the most critical part. The most critical part is you learn a few things, you got a passing grade, and you move on to the next one. And hopefully the next class you get a 4.0 that will help you overall on your GPA. NS grade is just a failing grade. Visual Studio, you guys can go to Microsoft. It was called Microsoft Imagine, now it's called Azure. You can sign in, it's free to sign in using your MAT email. You have to use your MAT email, so you'll have to provide that, create a password, and then you'll be able to download the full version of Visual Studio 2019. You'll have the enterprise version. You can download Windows Server operating system. You can download Windows 10 operating system. You can download Visio 2019. There's a lot of different applications you can download for free, which are for versions, not for example, Visual Studio, which you'll use to compile your code, is not the community version. It's the enterprise version, which I think costs like $400 or something like that. So make sure to do that. We're not going to use Visual Studio week 1 or week 2, I think, but I want you to jump on it and get it done week 1, so like that if you have issues, I can assist you to make sure that it is working and good to go before we start using it. Academic integrity, the only thing I'll state is please do your own work, and that's my expectations first and last, not much about that. Financial aid, please contact financial aid department. They'll be able to help you. Statement of accommodation, if you have any disability and you qualify for something, please contact disability services. They'll tell you what needs to be done. Get hold of me and I'll work around the accommodation. Same thing for Title IX. If you qualify for Title IX, same process. When it comes to tutoring, I don't know if there's any tutoring available with COVID-19. If you need really a lot of help and I'm not enough to help you, please contact Learning Center and they'll be able to discuss possibilities with you. MCC Care Team is basically a team for personal matter. So it's something related to you personally, family, etc. You can contact them. Everything stays anonymous, so it's between you and them. No one else will know. So your information will not be shared with anybody, not even with administration of the college. It's just between you and this team, and they're professionals, and they'll be more than happy to assist you. Honor code, please read it. If you have any question, let me know. Same thing with possible dangerous situation, system policy, COVID. This does not apply to us, as we're not going to make it to campus when it comes to our course. Now, if you have other courses that you have to make it, please follow these guidelines so you don't get in trouble, so the college doesn't get in trouble, and everybody is happy and dandy. It's to keep you safe and keep everybody else safe. So there's a lot of stuff. Please go through them. Student responsibility, two things I want you to really worry about and look into. One is check Canvas often, multiple times a week. It will take you less than 2 minutes to jump into announcements, see if there's any announcement. This crazy old teacher put something in there he forgot to mention at the beginning of the week. That's really the way for me to get hold of you guys, is through announcements. Two is to check your my email also a few times a week, because if it's an emergency, example, here, syllabus disclaimer, if there's any change needed for the syllabus, what would I do? I'll update the syllabus, I'll post a new one in Canvas, I will post an announcement, and I will send you an email to your my email. So that is the reason I keep asking students, please check announcements a few times a week. Please check your my email a few times a week, just in case there's an emergency. I forgot something very critical for you to review. I updated something within units, one of the units, and etc. So please check that out. Check the assignments, check what needs to be done early in the week, so like that you have a good idea how long it will take for you to complete the work, so you don't wait until the last minute and then you don't do a great job and not earn 100% on the assignment. Math cultural values, read that. I'll leave that to you. And last but not least is important dates about the semester. These are available in our site. I just copy them and paste them here. Hopefully they'll be helpful. So the next thing we'll like to look into is the unit itself. Every week you'll have something like this, okay? Unit 1, click on Unit 1, and it will tell you what the unit is. Then you go to Lesson Plan. Lesson Plan tells you what we'll be covering for this week, the objectives, and the activities. For this week you'll be completing Chapter 1, completing the quiz, looking at the PowerPoint slides, reviewing the review questions, reviewing the answer key of the review questions. So you complete the review questions, and then those are very helpful for the quizzes and the exams. They do help tremendously. So I have the answer key for you in there. Please complete them before you review them. Practices, I always give you practices to complete, and I have an answer key for you. And then install Visual Studio on your computer, the 2019 version. So you'll always see that on a weekly basis. Now we go back and look at what's next. Course software, that here on how to install, like I have links if you get stuck on how to install Visual Studio 2019. I don't think you'll have a problem with the steps that I gave you within the syllabus, but just in case you have an issue, there's also the community version that you can utilize for now if you get stuck. Like I said, we're not going to use Visual Studio before week 3, I believe. So you have plenty of time to get the full version, the enterprise version, and you're good to go. Then you'll have PowerPoint slides, which I strongly recommend that you go through them. Okay, they're very helpful, they're very useful. You can download them, and after you read your chapter, think about them as a summary of the chapter itself. Then we'll have practice of the exercises. I have a video created for this first one, just a quick demo showing you what am I looking for, and you'll have an idea of what needs to be completed. So basically for week 1, you're creating pseudocode, and the pseudocode is basically you creating something, like an algorithm. And this is like, for example, these are the examples that I told you to complete, the exercises, the practice, and that's how you need to complete your homework. Okay, so your homework is completed this way, which is algorithm that you complete, and then once you get used to this and you'll do well with this, then coding it will be a piece of cake. And that's where a lot of folks don't get it, is that sometimes it's a lot easier to start with the pseudocode like this, write the algorithm, and then putting the code. The code is really easy to do. The hard part is to write a proper program that will do the steps that you're supposed to get done. So that's why I have an example answer key, which is something that you can review and go through. Then you'll have your quiz, multiple choice, true and false, that you'll start. I'm sorry, it's locked until the start of the semester, but it's basically you start it, then you'll have to complete it, and then submit, and that's basically what it is. Then you have your assignment. You'll need to complete at the end of chapter exercises 9, 10, and 13. Okay, you just use your textbook and the example that I gave you. And last but not least is you'll need to upload those. Once again, my apology. Basically, you just use a Word document for this, and then you'll go ahead and attach your Word document, and that's basically it. Last thing that you'll need to complete, like I stated, if you're on financial aid, is your weekly quiz. Once again, it's locked until the start of the semester. Please complete it before Friday, 11:59 p.m., which is the 15th of January, which is basically the end of week 1. That summarizes this. My plan is to have Zoom sessions during the week. I don't really know when exactly, but I'll have announcements hopefully in the next couple of days when I'll be having one or more than one, depending on the week, available. You guys can drop really quickly if you have any questions I can answer. Like I stated, I am available for you to get hold of me on one-on-one. Shoot me an email with few dates and few times, and I'll schedule one Zoom meeting, and I'll submit it to you. And then from there, we'll be able to, talk one-on-one, and I'll be able to assist you. Hopefully, you'll have a great semester. Please keep in touch. Let's have a fantastic semester, and let's have a 4.0 semester. That's what I want to see from each and every single one of you. Stay safe, keep in touch, and have a good one, guys.